Kanye West is an American rapper, producer, designer, and entrepreneur. He was born in 1977 in Atlanta. His parents divorced soon after, and he stayed with his mother. But after many moves and even one in Nanjing, China, he and his mother settled in Chicago, Illinois. He started showing his interest and talent in arts very early on. He started writing when he was just 5. As a matter of fact, Kenny's mother was an English university professor. He wrote a song when he was just 13 and convinced his mother to pay for studio time. He soon made connection in that environment, for example with a producer called No Idea. He learned how to make beats and sample other songs. He enrolled in Chicago State University, but the tight schedule took time from his music passion, and when he was 20 he decided to drop out. He was already making a name for himself as a producer in the Chicago area. He made a beat for Foxy Brown, which was a very popular artist, which had collaborations with Jay-Z and other rappers. I've already covered Jay-Z, so make sure to check that out. He later worked with Jermaine Dupri and the Trackmasters. In 2000, he started producing for Rockefeller Records, Jay-Z and Dame Dash record label, and played a pivotal role in the production of The Blueprint in 2001. He later made beats for Beanie Sigel, Freeway, Memphis Bleek of The Rock, and for other artists such as Ludacris, Alicia Keys, Janet Jackson, and many more. But his real objective was to become a rapper, but he couldn't land a record deal. In order to keep West in the Rockefeller orbit, Dame Dash signed him. A life-changing event for Kanye happened in 2002 when he was in Los Angeles and he fell asleep on the wheel and crashed. Two weeks later, after the crash with his John C. Wire, he recorded the single Through the Wire, which was in his Get Well Soon mixtape. He later announced that he was working on an album called The College Dropout. He started working on the album in 2003, and the album was released under Rockefeller in 2004. It went number 2 on the Billboard 200, and he received the Grammy for the Best Rap Album.
And the Grammy goes to the college dropout, Kanye West.
West later founded Good Music, where he later signed household names like John Legend, Pusha T, Big Sean, etc. For his second album, he hired a string orchestra, and in 2005 he released Later Registration, which won another Grammy Award for the Best Rap Album. He also published Graduation in 2007, which got double platinum, and 8080s and Heartbreak in 2009, which was certified platinum as well. In 2010, he published My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, certified double platinum. In 2011, he published his collaboration album, Watch the Throne with Jay-Z, which got certified platinum. In 2013, he published Jesus, which got received 1 platinum plaque. In 2016, Life of Pablo, double platinum. Later, he published G in 2018, which is certified gold, and Jesus is King in 2019. But West made most of his wealth in other ventures aside from music. He always had a great interest in fashion. He worked on a clothing line called Pastel Clothing from 2006 to 2009. In 2009, Kanye started collaborating with Nike and came out with the Air Jesus and became the first non-athlete to have an endorsement deal with Nike. Another edition of the shoe came out in 2012. The same year he made his first shoe line for Louis Vuitton. He later designed a new line for Babe Giuseppe Zanotti. He moved to Rome, Italy for a brief period of time for an internship at Fendi, and later designed a clothing line for Eminem Paris Fashion House. He had his first woman fashion show in Paris Fashion Week 2011. which with quite negative reviews, but the following shows received better ratings. In 2013, Kanye left Nike for Adidas and launched his first sneaker line with a German brand, followed by a clothing line with, and this is the venture that made most of the bulk of his wealth. He's also the founder of Good Music, which is the label of other notorious artists such as Big Sean, John Legend, Common, Pusha T, Designer, Tina Taylor, and many more. He also owns different fast food restaurants, mainly in the Chicago area. He also holds a minority stake in streaming platform Tidal. Kanye West received criticism many times for his political statements, for example, one claiming that President George Bush didn't care about black people after the Hurricane Katrina disaster. He endorsed Obama for a while, but during the 2016 election, he endorsed Trump and even had meetings with him at the Trump Tower and the White House. And he continued to endorse some Republican politicians like Candace Owens. Furthermore, he has performed for a government official in Kazakhstan, a country known for its poor human rights record. Plus, he had over clashes with other celebrities like Taylor Swift, Nas, and even Jay-Z and others. He has started many times his Christian faith and he has contributed to some school projects, and his foundation focuses on diminishing dropouts and literacy.